As opening day creeps closer and closer, I think it's a great time to talk about how good this Yankees offseason has been with the given moves. So, if no other moves are made, what grade would this offseason get? So, let's get into this. Now, let's first just go over the major additions and subtractions of this offseason. The Yankees lost Andrew Heaney, Corey Kluber, Gary Sanchez, Rougned Odor, Georgella, Luke Voit, Clint Frazier, Brett Gardner, and Tyler Wade. Additions: Joely Rodriguez, Ben Rotvet, Anthony Rizzo, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, Josh Donaldson, and then Marwin Gonzalez and Jose Peraza on minor league deals. There are some others on minor league deals, but less important than those two. Now, let's look at the big trades that happened. There was the big one: Gary Sanchez, Gio Urshela for Josh Donaldson, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and Ben Rotvet. The more I think about the trade, the more I like it. Urshela, his bat had been declining. His defense isn't as good as people thought it was. And I think that Donaldson's just a lot better. Yes, he's 36 and has had some injuries. But statistically, he is a far superior player to Gio Urshela. Then Gary Sanchez, I'm happy to see gone. We got Ben Rotvet, who will start off on the injured list, but he has a lot of upside. I think we got worse at catcher there. Then the main one here, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, I'm really liking him. He plays great defense. He answers all of the questions correctly that he's gotten so far. I play with hustle, just doing whatever I can to win, team over me. Like, everything that he says is just perfect. And we're getting new elements of the team in all of these moves. The other move, signing Anthony Rizzo, brought a left-handed bat. The Yankees have just gotten more diverse in their lineup. It used to be home run, strikeout, or bust. And we still have that. Trust me. Like, Joey Gallo is the definition of home run, strikeout, and walk. Stanton to a certain extent. Even Judge to a certain extent. Like, obviously there are issues there. We got a left-handed bat in Rizzo, who plays good defense at first. When was the last time we had a good defensive left-handed bat at first? Pretty much never. Remember, we started last season with Jay Bruce as the first baseman. Yikes. Now we don't have Jay Bruce, we have Anthony Rizzo. A massive improvement. At shortstop, we have a great defensive shortstop. I was sick of seeing Urshela have horrible defensive plays over there. Torres. I was sick of seeing Torres have horrible defensive plays there. Just messing up all the time. Having a solid shortstop who will play elite defense, then throw it to a solid first baseman who can pick the ball, that's going to be so nice. That is just a massive difference from the team that we had last year and the team that we have now. And then at catcher, Rotvet, a good defensive catcher. Higashioka, a good defensive catcher. I think we got worse here, but when you have pitchers like Garrett Cole not wanting to throw to Gary Sanchez just because he hates how he frames and calls games, that says something. A good defensive catcher can be undervalued. And I think that we're worse at catcher overall. We went from maybe a C to a C minus, though. Where at shortstop, we went from like a C to a C plus to a B. At third base, we went from a B minus to a B. A good trade overall there. And at first, I like Rizzo more than Voit. Voit has a lot of upside. He led the league in home runs in 2020. Big bat. But he has all the issues that this Yankee team has had. He's a big right-handed bat who hits a bunch of home runs and strikes out a lot. You can't have every single batter be like that. You have Judge and Stanton. They're just crazy good, Two of the best players in the game right there. Judge top 10, Stanton, I don't know, top 25 maybe. Two of the best guys in the game. Yes, they're very similar, but they're elite. Then you have Voit, whose strength does not help the team. His strength of hitting home runs, everyone else does that. If you get diversity in the lineup, it helps. When we just put Rizzo in between Judge and Stanton, improve the lineup, because pitchers couldn't just have the same attack strategy. Fastballs high and up, and sliders low and away to every single batter. Getting left-handed bats there helps a ton. So I liked the trades. Thought we shook up the lineup a lot. We got good defense. Got some, not better bats in certain instances. Like Rizzo is probably a worse bat than Avoy on paper, but his strengths, good defense. Good defense, left-handed hitter, makes good contact. That helps everyone in the Yankees lineup. Now, let's break down the weakness here. The rotation. Garrett Cole, an ace. Top 3 pitcher in all of baseball. No complaints there. Jordan Montgomery, another really, really good pitcher. He's been solidly great. They're not great, good. Solidly good. But then it's a lot of question marks. Severino pitched a little bit last year in the bullpen. Can he really go out there and pitch around 180 innings in the rotation? Probably not. Cortez Jr., he was in the bullpen a lot last year. He moved to the rotation. We saw him get tired. We saw him get worse. He scares me. Then you have Luis Hill, who has a lot of upside, but he has a massive control issue. Germán is injured when it's on the 60-day IL. You have Jameson Taillon, who, again, coming off of a minor injury, but is really a 4th or 5th in the rotation. The rotation kind of goes Cole, Monty, 2 guys who I like a lot. Then Sevy, who's a big if. Taillon, who's just a meh. And then Cortez, who was a big if again, if he's going to be able to repeat. Then you have some nice depth in Michael King, Clark Schmidt. But really, the rotation is weak. It's very weak. I think the Yankees need to get another starting pitcher. That's the biggest knock on this offseason right now. Injuries always happen in the rotation. If you follow the Yankees, you know that guys get injured left, right, and center in the rotation. You need another great starter. You can't have only 2 players who you can trust. I don't fully trust Sevy. I don't fully trust Cortez. I don't fully trust Taillon. You have to have more than 2 guys you can fully trust. That's the big weakness here. We need another starter. Yes, a lot of upside there. If Sevy's really good. If Cortez is really good. If Luis Hill gets his control under control. But I don't like those ifs. I really don't. If one injury happens to Montgomery or Cole, Yankees are screwed there. Then the bullpen. The bullpen is the Yankees' strength. It's one of the best in the game. Loizica, one of the best relievers in the game. Very underrated. Green, really good. Holmes, excited to see what he can do in a full season. Peralta, solid. Rodriguez, solid. Litke, solid. You have guys like Ridings, Ron Marinaccio. Really good bullpen. One of the best. I would have preferred the Yankees got a guy like Brooks Raley over Rodriguez. But still our biggest strength here is that bullpen. It's lights out. Then the lineup. Catcher, good defense, can't hit. First base, Anthony Rizzo. Can hit pretty well, good defense. At Yankee Stadium, he might hit 30 home runs, play Gold Glove defense over there. I'm excited for him. Second base, I think LeMahieu should be our starting second baseman. I think Torres will do best as a utility guy. And we're going to need utility guys here. Donaldson is getting older. He's not going to be able to play all the time. You need to rest players. Having a good utility player in the infield is great. Great to have. Never going to complain about having too many good players there. And Torres had a lot of big mechanical issues last season with his swing. So him having days off, him playing 100 games, maybe not 162, like LeMahieu could play. Doing something like that allows him to work with Dylan Lawson and fix those mechanical issues mid-season. So I think he'll be really good. He's been great in spring training. And if he does better than LeMahieu, yeah, he's the starting second baseman. But I'm starting off with LeMahieu there, just because better defense, and I trust the bat a little bit more. I think Torres will benefit from being utility. Then Donaldson. I like him a lot. Good defense, good bat. Just needs to stay healthy, though. Another big if. A lot of ifs in this lineup. If he's healthy, he'll be really good. If he's not, we have a slight issue. You move LeMahieu to third then. You have Torres at second. Then you don't have too much depth there. Then you have Kiner Falefa at shortstop. Again, I'm a big fan of him right now. I like everything about him. Gallo left. I know people don't like Gallo too much. But he's a good defender. And his bat can be elite. It really can. He can be someone who swats 40 home runs, walks a ton. He's just never going to hit for a high batting average. What we saw last season from him was horrible. Absolutely horrible. But at least you get good defense there. Then you have Giancarlo Stanton. Again, great bat. I don't understand why so many people hate him. He answers every question right. When he's healthy, he's amazing. He was healthy last year. I expect him to be healthy again. Hicks in center. Another big if. Hasn't played too much. He has a lot of upside there, but don't trust him that much. Really don't trust Hicks till he proves himself. Then Aaron Judge at right field. It's Aaron Judge. He's one of the best players in all of baseball. Now, I think this offseason's been good. My grade that I would give it would be a B. I think this is a B offseason. Maybe a C. Kind of that B- range. You needed another starter, and you haven't gotten one yet. You get another starter, if you get an elite one, it's going to be an A offseason. I know some people are going to be mad at that going, oh, you didn't get Correa. But Correa wouldn't add left-handed bats to the lineup. He can't solve every issue. So, I like the offseason. We needed another starter, though. What I find really interesting is I sent out a community post a couple days ago asking what grade you guys would give the Yankees offseason. The most common result was C. 5% voted A, 15% voted B, 39% voted C, and 23% voted D. 18% voted F. Interesting there. I'm sticking with my opinion though. It's a B offseason. We increased. We got more defense. We got better defensively. More left-handed bats. More diversity in the lineup. Personally, I like this offseason. Tell me what you think in the comments. Was this a good or bad offseason?